Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Wow. Live from Miami. What a crowd. You know, I gotta let me see if I can do this real quickly. This is the first time we have. This is a big crowd, large crowd here. Let me show it this way. Hold on. No, it's a gimbal, so it's like kind of hard. See that? What do you guys see? It's nice. All right. Approximately 50 people here. It's very nice. Okay. Opening night. Beautiful. I always loved Miami. Let me see if I messed up the camera. Not bad. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Sandy. Shkoyach. Love this place. So, Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow we're going to be in Boca. Not in Boca, Hollywood. Sorry, Hollywood. Boca's when? Monday?
There's no Boca.
There's Boca. Boca's going to happen. Like Monday. The rest of the times, right here. Gewaldig. Breakfast in MDY is sponsored by the Kamiansky family in memory of Rita Epstein, who was my neighbor. She lived in my building. She's Dr. Epstein's wife. Reza Gittel Bas, Reb Zev, Aleh Shalom. Your side is Ches Of. Ooh, somebody sent this in regarding yesterday's daf. If the Avodah Zarah is holding a stick or a bird or a sphere. Dear Rabbi Stefansky, my 11-year-old son Shloimi is diligent about doing the daf every day, no matter what. This past Thursday, he got home from his camp major trip at midnight. I thought he went straight to bed. All of a sudden, I got an alert from the living room camera. Do you guys also have living room camera alerts? And see that he sat down to do the daf even though it was midnight and he was exhausted from his trip. He's 11 years old, guys. 11 years old. Doesn't miss a daf. Thank you for the nachas. Encloses 2 pictures. Sincerely, Mrs. Rosenberg. Here you go. The one on the right is the alert from the camera. Beautiful. Hi, hope all is well. I'm enjoying the daf since Yivam's Daf Beis. As I've written to you before, every day is a surprise. What gimmick will we introduce that day? Last week was the song with the shrotzim. I have a tune in my head all day. It'll take a bit to memorize the words. Have a great time. You visit the father and children. Zaygizun to have a safe trip. You tell him from Bar Park, Paul Lowinger. Dear Belly and MDY team, as a little younger man, with a deep love for Svarim, I would be honored to contribute to the shir in any way I can, whether through researching Myra McCoymus, assisting with preparation, or helping behind the scenes. Please feel free to reach out. We received a number of these in the last week, not from people want to give of their time, of whatever they can, so he wants to give towards the shir. Givaldik. Come up with a good vart, story, something, a prop. Artist could send in their art. Feel free. Please feel free to reach out. If there's any way I can be of service, it would truly be a privilege to be part of this incredible Torah initiative. Warm regards, Chesky Rosenberg. This, Rabbi says, what a car.
טוב, פה בטח אפשר גם לשמוע טוב, לא, דניאל?
בוודאי, יש פה סאונד.
רגע, זה מיינבך, לא?
מיינבך.
טוב, אתם רואים, אנחנו שקועים בטר, אנחנו לא מבינים בדברים האלה.
מייבך.
כן, אלי סטפנסקי, אם אתה יכול להיכנס. מעכשיו אני מבקש שזה יהיה אצלך במועדפים.
Anyway, so, I wanted to show this during shir. Here's a question. Is there any problem with this picture right here? This is a beautiful shul, I think, in the mountains, upstate New York.
The luchas should be square. Animals.
Crosses.
I'm talking about more. I don't see crosses. You see crosses wherever you go. You have a little perversion for that.
Animals.
Oh, so the animals, the statues of the animals, is a little bit of a problem.
Is there statues of
Live now in Borough Park. I'm watching him type it in. This is live. Givaldik. Shalom Aleichem, guys, in Borough Park. What else do we have here? Let me just see. Oh, okay. So here we are. It's kind of humid in this place, no? Not the shul. I'm saying Miami.
Miami in July.
It's crazy. Bezer Hashem. I don't know exactly what day, but something like Wednesday, I'm going to be traveling to Utah. It's a great place to visit in the summer, no?
Humid there.
No, I hope not. Sechel is sponsored by David Salmon. Dedicated in memory of Avi Meir Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv Zichron Levracha. Anonymous, Hatzlacha Baruchim Zvigashmis L'Schus Achiru B'nai Yisrael. Cheetah Man. Anonymous, may our learning be a shield of protection, a source of unity and blessing for Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalius. Multi sponsors, TCS Israel, Power by Talk and Save, Anonymous, Refuah Shlema, Chodolea Bas Bracha. Daily sponsors, David HaKohen, Shakovitsky, Nishmas Rabbarim ben Rabbiyon HaKohen, Minsker Shkovitsky. Zechatak the Bracha. Zuchus Lezivuk Hagam Makarev David ben Miriam. Anonymous. For Shlema, for Chaim Meir Ariel ben Zahava, Abba Rennert. Yishkoyach for pushing off your trip just to be here for the Good Morning Rabbi Sayah. That's the first, by the way. People push off the trip for the whole shir. Yishkoyach, thanks for everything. For Shlema, I guess he has to go with his family. Chaim Meir, but he really pushed off his trip just to be here for the first few minutes. Ben Zahava Chav, a young child. Again, let's say it again. For Shlema, for Chaim Meir Aryeh Ben Zahava Chava, young child who's having heart surgery today. For Shlema, MDY Art, monthly, for Shlema, for Yehona Tanetam ben Beshav Bracha, for Shlema Mordechai ben Esther, for Sayel Daniel Zeb ben Ayel Esther. Rabbi Sai, here we go. What do you guys think? When birds build a nest, where do they get the twigs from? They gather them or they break them off a tree?
Gather.
Everybody thinks they're gathering them, right? I also thought that until I learned the Gemara here. And then I looked it up. I saw there are many birds that actually break the twigs right off the tree, and they get the ones they don't want to run around, so they're there. I never knew that. So at least I learned one interesting thing today. Says the Gemara like this: we're holding Daf Mem Aleph Amud Beis. Literally 40 daf into Avodah Zarah. Time flies. I got to tell the guys here. I have to say at least one more time. Since it's summer right now and people are traveling, it's a time where people tend to fall off the Daf Yomi. It's hard. Especially if you're not used to it, if you're not in the groove, you don't have the habit, you didn't build it up yet. So first of all, be aware of it. If you're aware of the issue, then you can fix the issue. And, bring a Gemara with you, bring your iPad, art scroll, whatever it is. Make some time for the daf. But if chas v'shalom you miss a few daf during vacation time, skip ahead. Never try to make it up unless you're a real professional. But for the rest of us, don't try to make it up. I'm telling you, skip ahead. I know it doesn't feel good and you think you have a big hole in the Masechta, but it's better than missing out on the rest of Shas. So skip ahead. You'll make it up later. That is the trick. It helps many people. But this is the time. Right now, Tisha B'Av is a hard time. The beauty of Daf Yomi is we learn on Tisha B'Av. Matzah Tisha B'Av, right after you break your fast, we come to base marriage, we're going to learn. Where's Shir Matzah Tisha B'Av? Right here at 10:30. It's going to be tight. He's back. He has charata, he's back. Crazy. Leave. All right. So yesterday, we were discussing a case of Safek and Avada. You have, on the one hand, we don't know if the person took that Avodah Zarah and destroyed it. We don't even know, but we know for a fact that somebody worshipped this thing. This thing was an idol once upon a time. But it's possible, we don't know, maybe somebody went ahead and destroyed it. It was Mavatal it. So you have a Safek and Avada. A Safek does not overcome Avada. So the Gemara asks, all the way on the bottom, 2 lines from the bottom. Great story here. What? You have a beautiful case where you see that a Safek does outdo a Vadai. Where? In a place called Rimoin, Daf Beis Amud Aleph on top, there's a bad guy, a Meitzik. He was a type of a guy that was very, very violent, a bad guy. They ask, why? Who cares what kind of guy he is? We'll see from the continuation of the story, it doesn't really matter what kind of guy he was. But he had a slave. She miscarried, and she took her miscarriage and threw it into the pit. Seems like it was some sort of a minhag to do that. Instead of going through the whole levaya thing or whatever, and they don't tell the parents, take it, throw it into the pit. Ubakayin v'hitzitz leida im zachar im nekeva. Comes along a kayin to help her out, to figure out if she gave birth to a zachar or nekeva. She never even took the time to look what it was. It makes a huge difference. As we know, Torah says they're giving birth to a zachar. The woman is tummy for 7 days, but she gets 33 freebie days after that. No matter what, if there's dam, no dam, she's tahar. B'doraisa. There's all doraisa. But if it's in a keva, everything is double. 14 tummy days and 66 tahar days. So it's a big nafkamina what she gave birth to, because if she gave birth to an keva, she would be tummy for double. I need to know. So this guy sticks his head into the pit. What is he? Is he an idiot or he's a tzaddik? What is he? Why did he do it? Rashi says he's a Talmud Chacham. He's just trying to help her out. Taisa says he's a shaita. What business does a kohen have making himself tamei? And the Gemara says, Uba ma'isel v'nei chacham v'tiyaruhu, and Chacham said that this kohen is tar. Why? Because when he peeked in there, he didn't see anything. He couldn't find any nefel, not a zachar, not a nekeva. And it must be because there are an animal, some sort of animal came and must have taken the nefel away. So first of all, what's a bardalus? Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. So a chulda is a weasel. Bardalus, sometimes Rashi says it's hyena. Over here they say that Rashi, he says it's an apo. So they explain apa means some sort of, I believe it has to be a leopard. Only because I took that picture and it's one of my favorite pictures I ever took.
Never saw it.
Never saw. This is a picture that most people have never seen. If you're part of the share, I like to show it at least once every 2 weeks. I'm so proud of this. You go on a safari, you'll see that not only is it super, super difficult to see a leopard, they're very rare, but even when you see one, you're not going to see one stretching like that. That stretch is... Anyway, so there's some sort of animal that's going to grab this nafel and drag it away. So let me show you what Yoshi did here. Here we go. Here's the shifcha with the nafel. Maybe don't let your daughters watch this. It's like a potato head clan. That's the tumah. That red is the tumah, so it hit him. It's not in the right order because the bardalus, it must have came, that had to come first, but whatever. You don't see him taking it out over there, so maybe it's the same one that came the day before. Don't ask Kashas on a video. But anyway, that's what happened. So what happened? We know for a fact she dumped the nafel into the pit. So the kohen should be tummy. Why is he not tummy? Because maybe a leopard came and took the nafel out. But that's just a maybe. So you see that a maybe beats the definite. She definitely put the nafel into the pit. Safek guru, safek lo guru. It's a safek whether or not an animal came and took it. Because he's safek mitzvah de vadai. And you say that the kohen is tar. That means that the safek beats the vadai. So the Gemara answers, that's not what happened. She, not exactly sure what she miscarried. It's not a definite vlad, and we're going to learn Masechtas Nida. We're going to see a woman can give birth to all sorts of stuff, something that looks like a shoe, a fish, a this, a that. She doesn't know. Threw it into the bar. But it says, it says that he went to see whether it was a zachar nekeva. So obviously she felt that she gave birth to some sort of baby. Says Gemara Achi Kamar. First of all, we have to see, well, is it some bag or is it a human form? And even if she gave birth to a nefel, leidem zachar nekeva. Still, we got to see that she gave birth to a zachar or nekeva. Another pshat similar to what we said yesterday. If there's any type of animal there, free lunch is a guarantee that they went into the pit and took it out. It's not a suffix. that becomes a vade against a vade. Vade, she put it into the pit. Vadai, an animal took it out of the pit. Okay, so yesterday we had a machlokes between Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. What happens when you have an Avodah Zarah, you have a statue, and by itself, so the wind comes and pushes it down, and it breaks. Are the pieces of Avodah Zarah or not? So what was the Gemara's question? The owner of this Avodah Zarah says to himself, if my master, my Avodah Zarah, couldn't even take care of himself, he couldn't protect himself from a wind, from falling down and breaking to pieces, how's he going to take care of me? So Shlakish says, the pieces are mutter. They're not, there's no isser. The Avodah Zarah is bottle. Rabbi Yochanan says, no, at the end of the day, you need the guy to be mevatel it. He wasn't mevatel. So Rabbi Yochanan is going to try to knock Rish Lakish. He takes 7 attempts over here. 5 of them are different halachas, but they're almost identical. It's very interesting what the Gemara is doing here. The Gemara goes to the same kind of question and says the same exact answer 5 times in a row. So super simple. First, we're going to do the other one. Eisvei. This is both the question and the answer we had yesterday, but not in form of a question and answer, but we know this. What if somebody found the hand of Avodah Zarah or the leg of the Avodah Zarah? Ariel, it says in our Mishnah, it's awesome. Why? Because people worship just the hand, just the leg. As the Gemara asked Rabbi Yochanan Rish Lakish, but these are broken pieces of Avodah Zarah. And broken pieces of Avodah Zarah should be mutter according to you, Rish Lakish. You say, anytime you have a broken piece of Avodah Zarah, it becomes mutter. No, so what's the answer? You remember from yesterday?
So
Didn't have a base.
Yeah, exactly. Mishtach, base. Let me show you the base. Oy vey, not that. Slow computer today. Wow. So these guys know that I come late. Here we go. Base. So you have either feet or a hand. Okay. So if it's a special base with a foot, that makes sense that it's Avodah Zarah. If you find it broken somewhere, then I can understand it's not Avodah Zarah. Eisvei. Okay, here we go. So this is what I'm talking about. Once we know this question and answer, we know the rest. Eisvei. A guy has the right to say that this Avodah Zarah right here is not Avodah Zarah anymore. Not only that, he could go to his friend's Avodah Zarah, even if he worships a different type. Let's say he does Pa'ar and his friend does Merkulis. He could go to his friends and say, yours is bottle, not Avodah Zarah anymore. But a Jew, a Jew cannot be mevatel the Avodah Zarah of a guy. Amai, why not? Why isn't it any different than when the Avodah Zarah breaks by itself? If the Avodah Zarah breaks by itself, it becomes bottle. So if the Jew is mevatel it, let's say he does something like this. Here, take a look. It happens quickly. Boom, you missed it. I don't know why you're sitting over there, Tzaddik. Rabbi, sit with everybody else. You don't have to get up every 10 seconds. This is a shear. Every 10 seconds is something. Here, for you, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show it again. Go back to your seat. Get your seat. And, well, I didn't say sit next to me. All right, here we go. You ready? Boom. When I was a kid, I lived on Sage Street in Far Rockaway. I don't know if you've ever been to Far Rockaway, but there's anybody here ever been to Far Rockaway? Really? Where?
1213. Right in a white show.
Right by the White Shul. So right across the street from the White Shul, on the corner. How old are you? Can I ask?
58.
So you're older than me. So you must have seen it. There's a red brick building, as far as I remember, on the corner. Now there's townhomes there. On the corner, between the White Shul and the Aguda. On that corner, the big and they came with one of these wrecking balls. I don't know if they do that anymore. Today they just dynamite it or whatever. They came with a wrecking ball, and I remember watching, boom, boom, knocked it down. Okay, and I just they have no idea what I'm talking about. Wrecking balls. Stadiums, okay. So, says the Gemara. Yeah, the question is simple. Why don't we say that once the Jew breaks it, it's like it broke by itself. You should maybe even say the same svara. I don't know if you say it or not, but we're going to see that svara coming up. Or you say, hey, the Avodah Zarah can't take care of himself. How is he going to take care of me? Amar Abaye shebechasa. We're not talking about where the Jew breaks it and removes a piece. We're talking about where the Jew dents it. Here, take a look. It happens quickly also. Now, nothing is missing from the Avodah Zarah here. It's just dented. So in that case, the Jew doesn't have the right to be mevatel. The guy could be mevatel. He says, I'm going to dent it and I'm mevatel the Avodah Zarah. When the Jew does it, it's not a bittel. As the Gemara when he dents it, my havi. But not bitla. Who cares? When you dent it, it becomes batal. Says the Gemara, that's your right when the guy does that. Why not? So Rashi says a very interesting thing here. I love this Rashi. This is not similar to Avodah Zarah that broke by itself. Then you say the svara that if the Avodah Zarah can't save himself, how is he going to protect me, the guy? So the guy gives up on him and he's mevatel it. But when the guy sees that his Avodah Zarah got a bang in the nose and his nose is all crooked, my Avodah Zarah is a anav. He's a humble Avodah Zarah. He doesn't care. He lets people break his nose. He's not going to let somebody break him completely, but a dent in the face, that's okay. It's like kapda Avodah Zarah. My Avodah Zarah is not makbid. Love it. So therefore, he's not mevatel. He says my Avodah Zarah is a anav. Fakert. Well, look at what midas my Avodah Zarah has. He took a punch to the face and he didn't even react. Rava Amar, now we have to remember this Rava. This is super important. Why? Because this is the Rava we're going to have 5 times in a row now. Rava Amar, no, certainly if the Jew hits it with a hammer and dents it, that's called bittel. The reason why it doesn't work, because we're concerned that maybe after the Jew dents it, he's going to lift it up. And when he lifts it up, what happens? It becomes his. He's kind of a hagbah. Do I need to show you this video again? Yeah, for the people who haven't seen it. This is how you do hagbah. If you don't know what hagbah is. This is how you do a Kenyan hagbah, if anybody wants to know. What? Like this. This video, y'all say, good morning, I don't know if you're supposed to lift it go like that. The guy told me to lift it by the horn. Yeah, those were the days. So, Kenyan Agba, once the Jew lifts this Avodah Zarah, it becomes his. And here comes halacha. Rabbi said, listen to this halacha. Maybe this is the halacha you should take out from today's share. One halacha. If a Jew owns an Avodah Zarah, he can never be mevatel it. It never becomes batal. Once it's his, you cannot say, oh, today I don't want it to be Avodah Zarah anymore. True story. A guy was in India, and he was in a marketplace, and they were selling gold over there, and he saw a piece of gold, and he understood gold, and he saw that it was a great price. So he bought it. He brought it back to Israel, and he wanted to sell it. And the guy says, this piece of gold that you have here is part of an Avodah Zarah tradition that they have in India. He says, yeah, that's exactly where I bought it. He says, well, you're up a creek, because there's no way to get out of this now. Once the Jew acquired it, you can't be mevatel it. What are you going to do with it? It's also bad enough. The way to do it is before you purchase it, maybe, I don't know, advise it, but perhaps you tell the guy, be mevatel it. If this is your Avodah Zarah, be mevatel. Dent it, break it, I don't know what. Say you don't want it to be Avodah Zarah. But once you acquire it and you lift it up, that's it. The guy can't be mevatel. It's yours. That's what the Gemara says over here. Once it becomes yours, too late. You can never get it to be batal. Okay. So now we have the same exact question and the same answer, but with interesting twists to each one. Eisvei, akum shehevi avonim min markulis. Markulis is where they put 3 stones on top of each other. So just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Austria with some friends, right? And we noticed a bunch of these two stones on the bottom, one on top. And we asked the locals over there, because we heard something about it, and they said, yeah, it's a type of Avodah Zarah. It's like it's a salute to their Avodah Zarah. So one of us picked up a stone and tried to knock it over when nobody was looking, because it's all over the place. And that's exactly what Markulis is. They take 3 stones here, like this, they pile it up, and people throw stones at it. That is the Avodah Zarah. Whoa, I'm giving away all my stuff here. Here we go. Threw a stone at it. That's what you do. That is the worshiping. That's how you worship this type of Avodah Zarah. So, a guy comes and picks up these stones, take all the stones, and he makes a road out of it. A cobblestone road. A highway, a road. Mutarais, it's good. You're allowed to use it. But if the Jew did the same thing, asurais, it's also. Ask the Gemara, Amai. Same question, according to Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish says that if you break something up, then it becomes batal. It becomes mutter. So he just broke up the Merkulis. Why is that not considered Avodah Zarah that broke by itself and it became mutter? If the Jew did it, what's the difference? The Jew breaks it or it broke by the wind? But it's broken now and it should be batal. Says the Gemara, what did Rava say a minute ago? That we're concerned that the Jew's going to lift it up like you lift up a goat, and that makes him be kainet. He makes a kinyan in it, and once he's kainet, you can't break the kinyan. It becomes his. You can't be mevatel it. Another one, Eisvei. He takes an Avodah Zarah, and what's the word? He smooths it out with a file. He shaves it down. Very good. He shaves it down. Let's say I'm at my son's house and he's not home yet. He's still traveling. I wanted a potato. I couldn't find the potatoes. I wanted to take a potato and put 2 eyes in it or whatever. Say, okay, this is the Avodah Zarah. Now, I take a peeler and peel a piece off. I want to make a potato chip out of it. So it depends. If I'm peeling the peel because I want to make the Avodah Zarah nicer, the halacha is hi v'shipuyeh mutarim. The actual Avodah Zarah becomes mutar, and the shavings become mutar. L'tzarka. So if I'm doing it for me, l'tzarka means for myself. I want the potato chip, and I just want the potato chip. So the potato chip part that I peeled off, the sawdust that I shaved down is mutter, and the actual Avodah Zarah is mutter. But if I did it to make the Avodah Zarah nicer, hi asur v'shipuyeh mutarim. Then the Avodah Zarah itself is asur, but the shavings are mutter. So what do we see? Shavings are mutter. The Yisrael sheship Avodah Zarah. But if the Yisrael takes the guy's Avodah Zarah, he's a carpenter, the Jew, and he shaves it down. Whether he does it for the benefit of the Avodah Zarah or for the benefit of himself, or I should say the opposite, Litzarka is himself, Litzarka is of the Avodah Zarah, everything is asur. Ask Rabbi Yochanan to Rish Lakish, Amai, Tevik Avodah Zarah, isn't this the case of when you have broken pieces of Avodah Zarah, they should be mutter according to you, Rabbi Lakish. We're concerned with Rava that what? Yes, it should be mutter, but if he lifts it up, he makes a kinyan on it. Once he makes a kinyan on it, we're concerned that he wouldn't be able to be mevatel it. Eisvei. Rabbi Yossi Omer. This is talking about a case where a person finds a piece of Avodah Zarah, a metal Avodah Zarah somewhere. What does he do with it? Shoichek v'zayir l'ruach. He should grind it down and throw it into the wind. Oy matal yam, throw it into the ocean. So they said, how can you do that? If you grind it down and you throw it into the wind, it could fertilize your land over there. You shouldn't have any benefit whatsoever from Avodah Zarah. Ask the Gemara, what's the problem? Same question again. This should be like an Avodah Zarah that broke by itself, and you say that's mutter Rish Lakish. So this also, I broke it into pieces. So why is it not mutter? Hachanami kid the Rava. Rava says, I'm concerned that you might lift it, it might become yours. So Taisus asks, I don't understand. Why is the Gemara doing this over and over and over and answering the same answer? What do you think, you're going to get a different answer? After 5 times, you're going to get, it's the same answer 5 times in a row. I'm just happy that Taisus asks it here. I guess you could take this Taisus, little Taisus, Hachanami kid the Rava, and apply it anywhere in Shas where the Gemara does this. It's not the first time the Gemara does this. I never understood why the Gemara does it. So here Taisus asks it. Finally. Anytime the Gemara says the same answer a number of times, same type of question, even though they're different. Each one is a different source. But the question, the basis of the question is the same, and the answer is the same exact. So what did I get? There's all sorts of answers, and people try to say this and that. But the question, let's just leave it at the question. Says the Gemara, Eisvei Rabbi Yosef ben Yosyan, Eisvei, Rabbi Yosef ben Yosyan Oimer, Motzat Suras Derakoin. A person found a dragon. Big into dragons now. Tomorrow also we're going to talk about dragon. If a person found a dragon, V'roish Chatoch. Here, something like this. Geschmack. I'm telling you, I think the whole AI was created just for Daf Yomi. Seriously. What we would do, a picture like this, for Yoshi to draw this, if he could, with that kind of detail, would take days, I think. It's unbelievable. Incredible stuff. It's managed exactly what we want. If a person finds a dragon with his head chopped off, we don't know who chopped its head off, the guy or the Jew. Mutter. So Rashi says, just like we said yesterday, here we go, we have a sfek sveka. We have a double suffix. First of all, I don't even know if somebody worshipped this dragon. A. And if somebody worshipped the dragon, maybe somebody was mevatel the dragon. Maybe somebody was mevatel Avodah Zarah by giving a good kick to the stomach, yeah? The top picture is somebody found in Avodah Zarah, and the bottom right is suffix whether he worshipped it. Bottom left, suffix. So we have a double suffix. Double suffix, it's mutter. You're allowed to benefit from this dragon. But if the Yisrael is the one that knocked its head off, also, then you can't use it. Amai ask the Gemara for the 5th time. Why is this not a case of Avodah Zarah that broke by itself? And you, Rish Lakish, say it's mutter. I, Rabbi Yechon, say it's aser. Over here, it seems like it's aser. No, you're right. It should be mutter. Hachanami kid the Rava. I can answer that we're going to go according to Rava. That I'm concerned that the Jew is going to lift it up. He's going to lift this piece of dragon up, and then it becomes his, and therefore, and then you can't be mevatel it. Eisvei. This is a question that we cannot answer. This Rava answer. Rabbi Yossi Omer, af loy yirokos b'mei hakshamim. So we're talking about an Asherah tree. Asherah tree means that somebody worshipped the tree as Avodah Zarah. Okay, he said this tree is Avodah Zarah, and we got to get rid of this tree. Now he goes ahead and he plants something under the tree. Here we go. So the Asherah tree, the tree itself is Avodah Zarah. He goes ahead and plants something under the tree. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yossi says, he should not even plant vegetables in the wintertime. Why? Because the leaves fall in the winter. You guys here in Florida have no clue, but Mamish have no clue. But this is something that happens in the rest of the world. Look at these beautiful. It's not. There's something nice about it, no? No. Anyway, there's something called the fall. Not in the rest of the world, but okay. So I got to tell you something because this word triggered a story for me. Nashira in Hebrew, when a guy goes off the derech, they call him a nosher. So, but I just saw this Shabbos, I saw this story, so I got to share it with you. A guy bought me a book. Usually people buy me books, they give me books, and I don't have time to read it. But this book is a good one. It's from Torah Anytime. I'm giving it a shout out because I like the book. They took like very short stories. It's perfect for people with ADD. from all these speeches. Rabbi Ben Shushan and Pesach Kron, little hundreds of stories. Here's a great one. I like this one. True story. This kid was making a lot of trouble in high school. The yeshiva decided to throw him out of school. Threw him out of yeshiva. We talk about it a lot. Is it the right thing? It's not the right thing, probably. But this yeshiva threw him out. 2.5 years later, the yeshiva walks into a shul in the summer on vacation, and he sees this boy learning away, just learning and steiging away by himself in a corner, learning. He's super surprised. He thought this kid is like a goner. So he goes over to him. He says, Shalom Aleichem, what's going on? Can't believe you're learning. He says, yeah. He says, what happened after you left yeshiva? He says, I'll tell you what happened. The 10th grade Rebbe, he called me every single Friday. Every Friday. I couldn't let him down. It got to me. So, wow. Unbelievable. The yeshiva couldn't wait to meet the 10th grade Rebbe and give him chizuk. So eventually he bumps into the Rebbe, 10th grade Rebbe. He says, you saved this kid's life. You called him up every Friday. You gave him chizuk. So the Rebbe says, what? That's what he said? He said, yeah. The Rebbe said, listen, I got to tell you. I called him every Friday, but he never picked up the phone even once. But he called him every Friday. He was consistent. Every single Friday for 2.5 years, and he never picked up the phone once. You can learn a lot from the story. First, the chesed of calling a kid that's in, that's having tsaris and is lonely. And the fact that he called and he was persistent. Maybe it's the wrong number. No, I'm going to call again and again and again and again. It moved me when I read the story. Yep.
Keep calling my kids who don't answer the phone.
I had a nace gully today. I have a kid that doesn't pick up the phone. And we're starting the shir, the Hebrew shir. They're about to start. A big crowd came to the marriage today. Baruch Hashem, for both English and Hebrew, but certainly in Hebrew, even a larger crowd. They just watch on the screen. They like to get together there, 50, 60 people. And it's 2:00 here, it's 9:00 there. And we don't have internet. I'm going off my phone and I can't reach my son. He's on a flight. Well, and then Mark says, or I don't know, maybe it was Mark, maybe it was me, maybe Mark. Shkoich Mark, he's on the computer now. And the thing is, he's like, maybe Kiwi has the phone number. Maybe Kiwi, because Kiwi was there, but Kiwi doesn't pick up the phone for me. The chances that he picks up the phone. So I call him up, and he picked up. First ring, like, wow, Hashem loves MDY. It's like, you were at Aaron's house the other day. What's his internet? He told me in a second, the Wi-Fi. But I'll tell you, one of my kids, it gave me chizuk. Why the story gave me chizuk? I didn't say this in the Hebrew. I'll share with you. One of my kids didn't get up for Shabbos, davening, for years. And every single Shabbos, I wake him up once. I want to tell him, I'm not giving up on you. I'm not giving up. Well, you want to sleep? That's great. I'm going to wake you up for shul. You don't want to get up? That's your thing. But just because you didn't get up in the last 250 times, every single Shabbos, I wake him up. Maybe it'll be like this Rebbe guy. Anyway, Zog the Gemara. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Af lo yirokas b'moisak shomim b'nei shenevio neisheres alein. So he says you cannot plant. So let's go back to this thing here. Where are we? I forgot where that picture was. Here. This picture, right? Do not plant your vegetables over there. Why? Now, even though, I forgot to mention this, the tree is not very good. It's detrimental to the vegetables. Vegetables need good sun. So you think, so what if I'm planting under that shade tree? I'm not benefiting from that shade tree. It's ruining my plants. It's hurting it. It's giving it shade instead of sun. No, because the leaves are going to fall into the ground and they're going to give the earth some sort of nutrients or whatever, and it's going to be beneficial for the vegetables. Don't plant under the Avodah Zarah tree. As the Gemara, but wait a minute. When a leaf falls off a tree, you hear the kasha, it's a beautiful kasha. When a leaf falls off a tree, it should be like the shavings off Avodah Zarah, like a broken piece of Avodah Zarah. And we said a broken piece of Avodah Zarah is okay, says Rish Lakish. To have a Avodah Zarah shenishtaber me'ela. Says the Gemara, Shani Hasam Dik Avodah Zarah kayamis. You can't say that. You know why? Because the main tree is still there. The Avodah Zarah is there. A small piece fell off. So what's the obvious question? We said the same thing. When you shave a piece of wood, the main piece of Avodah Zarah is still there, yet the shavings are also. Why? V'shipuyan Daf Yomi Amud Beis top. Dik Avodah Zarah kayamis. Same thing that we said before. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Hold on. Hold on, everybody together. I know it's a geschmack. Sponsors. Wow, finally, we get to be at the live shir and I can scream it out. Unbelievable. No, but you guys are very well behaved there. It's unbelievable. It's as if nobody's here. I got to show this again. Hold on, just in case nobody saw. Take a look at this. Everybody wave. Over 70 people there. Look at this oilam back there. You see deep there? The guy on his phone over there. What is he doing? Hey, how you doing? Okay, yeah, shh, everybody, shh. He's on a phone call. Hold on, shh. Her voice say, "Here, come here with the phone call. Come here, Rabid." I spoke too early. It happens. Listen, I've been giving shir for 7 years MDY. This is the first time it happened. It's not a big deal. There's a first for everything. Wow. Actually, I've been giving shir for longer. 7.5. Not in your cheshbon, chas v'shalom. Listen, I got to tell you. Who's a doctor? Oh, he's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Okay, pikuach nefesh. Listen, I'm a caterer. I used to be a caterer. I was at a chasana. One of the chasanas I was making, and one of these nursing home guys, he got a phone call in the middle of the chuppah. Hello? But it was like a certain arrogance, like, you know who I am? I'm a nursing home owner. I don't care about this whole chuppah thing. Mom, loud, like anything. I couldn't. One of the things. Doctor's a doctor. No, be'emes. I'm moichom. Says the Gemara. V'shipuyin dikab with the Zora kayemes. And anyways, we were vatal then. It wasn't a middle share. This was it's different. We were in the middle of schmoozing. Dikab with the Zora kayemes. Uktalali sarki asura v'shipuyin mutarin. We have over there the main Avodah Zarah. Why are you telling me that the tree is there and the leaves are bottled of the tree? Over here also you have the Avodah Zarah, the main Avodah Zarah, and the shavings you're saying are asur, but the main Avodah Zarah is kaim. So the Gemara goes to something else. Rav Huna bereder Yeshua Amar lefi she'ein Avodah Zarah betela derech gedilasa. You know why?
You never said the sponsors.
I'm not saying them until I get to the end, to the dot. Here I am. We got to finish first. We're going to finish. Hold on. It's your first time at the rodeo? Wow. Tough crowd. You guys are not behaving. Fine, whatever. As soon as I say you're behaving, everybody starts.
The rails.
Wow. Gave you a little compliment. Don't take it to heart. Wow. So, the Avodah Zarah, this tree, every single year in the fall, the leaves fall down and they grow new leaves. That's the norm. So in Mela, that's why the Avodah Zarah tree, the leaves are not bottled. But something else, let's say a piece of wood that you shave down, it's not normal to shave it down. The shavings are special and therefore they're asur. Says the Gemara, sponsors. Turning the daf, Adar Global, MDY is enjoying the benefit of Meisters of Adar's MDY clients. Create more Meisters for MDY so Adar can help us all get Amud Beis. Anonymous, L'zech Nishmas, Yachad Gila Bat, Itamar Ephraim, Chaim Yitzchak ben Shmuel Avigdor. Anonymous says, Schos, Vatzlach, and Ruchnius, and Gashmius. I got to tell you a story, Meister Shahaya, that happened today. A guy from Brisk comes over to me with his friends, standing on the side. And he looked like a guy that learns in Brisk. He had the beard, he had some paste, the whole. He says, you said 2 days ago in Shir that you hope to get these screens that people should do MDY in yeshivas at night. I had an idea. We have a few yeshivas already that started, Baruch Hashem, and I don't want to change anything in the yeshiva system, but when there's like downtime in a yeshiva, like night seder, and the guys are not really doing anything, so maybe then it's a good time to do a Bekias seder, and you save on a Rebbe, and it's entertaining. The boys will come, and they'll enjoy. Like we have MDY kids. We'll have MDY Bacharim at night. So I said in Shir, he comes up and says, you said in Shir that places like Brisk and Panovich will never happen. I want to tell you that me and my friends, we watch a Shir every single night in Brisk. So I said, I don't believe it. Send the email. He says, we don't send emails, we can't. He said, no, we're Chazik people. Okay, so if you're watching now, send me an email. I'm telling you Israel. But that's what I'm saying. He saw what I said. I don't know if that's a raya, but at least, okay.
Give a shout out to Borough Park. They have over 20 guys watching live now.
Shout out to Borough Park. Here, let's see if we have a picture. We'll go back to that picture of Borough Park because we had it live. Here we go. That's when they didn't have 20 guys there. It's a nice crowd. Shalom Aleichem Borough Park. Love it. Bezer Hashem. Two things are going on now in MDY. Two new things. There's actually three. Daf Yomi, there's always something new. Number one, before I forget, this is the first time ever that we are making our own English Gemara, English translated Gemara. It's going to have two special features. A, that it's going to have Nekudas on the Hebrew side. So if you want to you don't want to go to the English, you want to learn, you can have like what I have in my Gemara. I have Nekudas, Oizavada Nekudas. And the other thing special about the Gemara is that there's going to be QR codes on every page. And you just go with your phone on that page, any daf you're on, you hit the QR code and it's going to populate your screen with all the art and everything. That's that. So they're taking sponsorships for Harius. The first Harius is finished, and if that works, maybe we'll do another Masechta afterwards. That's Chiddush number one. Chiddush number two, that's about 2 to 3 months old, is that we're doing these satellite locations. So in Eretz Yisrael, we have over 14 locations. We might already have 15. And Brisk, there was a guy comes to me and he says, we have a satellite location in Tveria. I said, oh, he said, no, satellite location number 2 in Tveria. There's 2 in Tveria. We have 10 people every night and we're not connected to the other one. We do it in a different place.
On the tablet or they actually?
No, they put a big screen. All these places, they get a screen and they do it by themselves. We don't sponsor it because we feel that if they do it themselves, they're more invested. It's going to go, and in Baruch Hashem, that's how it is. Some places have coffee machine, and one of them had a barad machine, how do you call it, a slushy machine, and they have a camera. You get this camera, and it shows the whole. And during the Hebrew shir, I go on, it's live, so I shmooze with them. I will go. So in Hebrew now we have over 500 people live now during the shir. And it's just every week, at least one a week is that we're adding. And we're trying to do America. The problem with America is that we're on a different schedule. So it's about 1 o'clock. So we had some guys that came the last week or 2 weeks ago, and they said, we got to do this in Borough Park for the youngsters that are roaming the streets at 1 o'clock. They'll love to come. We could get them to come. So I said, okay, go ahead. Let's see what happens. Halavai. But I think it's something in the future. And Chiddush number 3, what's Chiddush number 3 that's happening now? No, hold on. Here is this. Something with technology. Come to me. No. The live this. I don't remember what it is. No, that's old. Okay. Oh, yeah. Those are the 2 things. It's actually 2 things. The screen, I said it, screening yeshivas, and live locations, and Harius. Those are the 3 things. Okay. Screening yeshivas. So if you know a yeshiva or a camp, you can work in a camp. And we can do the technology where you can't use the screen for anything but the shir. Okay, next. We had the tablet, that's an old chiddush. There's a lot of chiddushim in Daf Yomi. How much time do we have left here? Wow, 10 minutes to do this. So now, after Rabbi Yochanan failed to knock Reb Shimon Rish Lakish out, so Rish Lakish is going to ask Rabbi Yochanan. It's his turn to ask him questions. Reb Shimon ben Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. Again, we have an Avodah Zarah that fell onto the floor by itself, and we have broken pieces. Are those pieces mutar b'hana or asa b'hana? Was there a bittul by itself or not? Rabbi Yochanan says they're asa. As Rish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan, Kain sheberoisha ilon shel hegdish. Something like this. You have an eagle in a nest on top of a tree. And the tree is a hegdish tree. In other words, you're not allowed to use the tree for anything. and you want to use the nest. Can you use that nest for firewood? I just thought about this. It's a crazy story. Pablo Escobar's father, one night he was very cold, and he didn't have firewood, so he used $2 million to make a fire. He burnt notes, $2 million worth. Yeah. Anyway, so he wants to use a nest for firewood. You're not supposed to benefit from it, but if you do, it's not mi'ila. You're not over on mi'ila. Mi'ila means to use something from the Beis Hamikdash. This tree is a Beis Hamikdash tree. It's owned by the Beis Hamikdash. You don't have to bring a carbon asham. You don't have to give 25%. It's not a mi'ila. In other words, it's a Rabbana. But Rosh Hashanah, the same exact case, but the tree is not hegdish. The tree is Avodah Zarah. Yatis bekana, take a long pole and knock it off the tree. So the Gemara thought that this bird broke twigs off the tree and made a nest with it. Oh, it's a great raya, says Rish Lakish. You see that you're allowed to use broken pieces off an Avodah Zarah tree for firewood. Again, it used to be part of Avodah Zarah, but since it was broken off by itself, in other words, by a bird, it's no longer Avodah Zarah. It's a raya to me that it's mutar b'hana. Says Gemara, no, you didn't understand. We're talking about a bird that gathers wood from other trees, not from this tree. That's what I'm used to. I see the pigeons flying from other places and bringing twigs. They don't even have the strength to break a twig. But I looked it up. ChatGPT says there's many birds that break off twigs. They like a certain size. This, for instance, it says ravens and birds like that. I'm assuming eagles could definitely. Eagle could pick up a small goat. It could probably break a little twig. Daikenami. I'll bring you a raya that this is the case. It says that if you use this nest, you're not over on using anything from Hegdish. So you see from that, the Gemara says, I'm just saying it by heart, see from that it's not really Hegdish. Because if it's Hegdish, how did it become non-Hegdish? Once it's Hegdish, it's always Hegdish. If you're going to tell me that this bird gathered twigs from another tree, therefore you're allowed to use it. Not you're allowed to, but if you did, you don't bring a carbon. You're not supposed to use it only midirabanan, but you're not over anything midiraisa. And the reason is the loikadishi, because the twigs have zero kedusha. Why? Because the bird gathered it from other places, not from this hegdish tree. But if the case is that the bird broke off twigs from this hegdish tree, and she made a nest out of it, hakadishi. These twigs are 100% kadosh. They have kedusha to them. How could you use it for firewood in your house? It's a raya that we're talking about a nest that was made from other twigs. Says Gemara area. What's the raya? I can push it off and say no. We're talking about twigs. Check this out. Let's say a guy says this is hegdish, and the next day a branch grows out of here. Is that branch hegdish or not hegdish? You say yes. There are those who say no. This is hegdish. Anything that comes out of it is not hegdish. Perhaps. That's what he says. So that's what the Gemara says here. Maybe we're talking about branches that grew after it became hegdish. In other words, there's no riot. Don't prove me anything from this way, that way. Against Rabbi Yochanan, I can say it goes with the Rabbi Yochanan. He holds Amy Ila B'Gedulan. Anything that grows doesn't have Mila.
What about the leaves?
Yeah, correct. Oh, I don't know if Avodah Zarah works like that, A. And B, maybe you're right. Could be the same thing. Because Rabbi Yochanan, and then Rabbi Vol comes along and says, no, pshat is, my yat is be'efroichem. I'm not telling him to take a pole and knock down the nest. We're not talking about the nest. The nest is problematic. It might be Avodah Zarah. It might be hegdish. I'm talking about the chicklings. Can you use the chicklings that are on a hegdish tree? And here's the halacha. I'll explain it to you. According to Rabbi Yochanan, to use those chicks, whether or not it's from hegdish tree or an Avodah Zarah tree, it's okay. You know why it's okay? Because they have no connection to the tree. Sometimes they do, but in general, they're not connected to the tree. They don't really need the tree. Oh, bebeitzim kan v'kan asurim, but eggs, sorry, bebeitzim kan v'kan asurim. The eggs need the tree. If there's no tree, they'll fall on the ground and break. So they need the tree. And Mamela, you're not allowed to take the eggs from a hegdish tree or from an Avodah Zarah tree. They're considered part of the tree. Or Rav Ashi just adds, if it's a small little chick that actually needs its mother, so it's just like an egg. It's the same halach as an egg. It needs the tree. Without the tree, it can't fly yet. So kibeitim dami, so then it would be usher to use. Says the Mishnah. This is an important Mishnah. This is going to rattle a bunch of people up. And it's halacha l'maisa. I'm not going to say any halachas here because I don't really know what the halacha is. I just can tell you that there are a lot of things that are problematic, including in my own home. If you find some sort of vessel that has a depiction of the sun, tzuras levana, depiction of a moon, tzuras drakoin, a depiction of a dragon. So there's three things that the Mishnah talks about: the sun, the moon, dragon. If you find them, the Beis Yosef says, if you're Sephardi, you're in big trouble. It's also nowadays also, the Beis Yosef says. But again, you should ask your local rabbi. Every single case is different. And there's a lot of things that people are not so careful with. Why? How? Let's see. These are things that people worshipped and they have significance. It's the sun, it's the moon. Throughout generations, people worshipped it. It's up there next to the Ravina Shalaylam. These are different things. If it's on a vessel that's an important vessel, let's say such as this, some sort of example of a sun and a moon, dragon, important, nice vessels, also. Huh?
Actually get loose.
No, here it is. I don't know why. Okay. I have no idea what happened. Oh. It's a Kaddish Dika here. Interesting. Maybe over there is popping out. Shalom mevuzin mutar. No, I spoke to Rav about this before. He says you're allowed to show all of it, the zaras, which I don't want to really, but he said you're allowed to show because we're teaching it. It's not, you're not worshiping it. It's no problem. And this is a real Haredi Rav. Shalom mevuzin mutarim. But if it's on a toilet bowl, that's something that's disgusting. That's mutter. That's not Avodah Zarah. Says Gemara, what? There's only three things that people worship: the sun, the moon, and a dragon. Vermini says there's different girsei harim, but the point is l'shum yamim, l'shum naharais, l'shum midbar. If somebody shechs an animal to the ocean, to the mountains, to the rivers, to the midbar, to the desert, l'shum chama here mentions the sun, l'shum levana, the moon, l'shum kechavim mazalais, all the stars and the mazalais. L'shum michal sar gadol michal. It goes from the greatest l'shum shilshul kadam to like the least significant, to a tiny little worm, garnished.
This Michael or that.
Was that?
This Michael or that Michael.
Oh, michal. The two, you see, mamish a kiss from Hashem. Two michals are sitting right here in the front. Oh, three. Anybody else? Ariel zivchei mesim. This is what?
I'm the shul.
I was once in Florida or a boy side Miami, and a guy screamed out, he goes, I'm Michal. And the guy with a white beard, a chashva looking guy says, and I'm Shilshul. It's Meister Shaya right here. It just happened. I just have to remember that story. That's what he said. I'm not making it up. It's on video. But Shilshul over here doesn't mean diarrhea. It means a small little worm. Also not very good. But anava. The oil here is mamish, a bunch of anava. If you shecht something to the dead, you can't use it. You can't have any benefit from the dead. So if you shecht something to the Avodah Zarah, you can't have any benefit. It's zivchei mesim. Oh, so you see that there's more than just three things. There's the mountains, the rivers. Why does the Mishnah only say three things? A guy worships everything he finds. If he finds an apple and then a worm comes out of the apple, he starts worshiping the worm. That's not the point. Meitzar umiflach, but to depict something, to draw something, and to worship. These three things, the sun, moon, and a dragon, that's what they draw, depict, and worship. The Midar Achrina, but if they do it for something else, if somebody's going to draw a mountain, the Alps, they're just doing it for beauty. Says the Gemara, wow, it's already an hour. We're having so much fun here. Time flies. So Rav Sheshis would grab the difficult Mishnayos, the difficult Brises, and he would say it over. So says Rashi, it's beautiful, here, Minaket Chumre, Milaket Mishnayos HaChamurois L'Tartzon, to explain them, and he would say it in the Beis Medrash, Kedeshitnu Liban L'Parkan. He would like ask riddles. He said, no, could anybody explain this Mishnah? Who could explain this Bryce? And the Talmidim would throw out different ideas, and then he would explain it to them. What does it say? Kol hamazolis mutarim, all, how do you say mazolis in English? Constellations. Here, we even have a picture of it. Mark, you got it? No? Oops. All the way in the bottom, right here. Okay. You want to depict this? Go ahead. Chutz mimazal chamol levana. Besides the what? What did you say it was? Constellations of the mazel of the sun and the moon. V'chol partzufim mutarim, and all faces are mutar chutz mepartzuf adam. Besides depicting the human face. V'chol atzuras mutaris chutz mitzuras draken, and all shapes are mutar besides that of a dragon. Interesting, because just yesterday, as luck would have it, you guys saw it?
They should have given it tonight.
Yeah, I don't think they knew. Where was it? I put it in here somewhere. Hold on. This was Mamish yesterday. Yoshi's brother gifted me. Look at that. It's crazy. He gave me a gift. He drew this. It's not a computerized, it's Mamish drawn. This is what he gave me. She didn't see it yet. I left it in Israel. She's in America a week before me. You know the story, right? I stayed for this year, an extra week. But anyway, she's coming to Miami tomorrow. Is this mutter to draw a picture of a human being? It says it's asur. So, what do? Omar Mar. So let's go into it. Everything you're allowed to draw besides that of the sun and the moon. But my skin, what are we talking about? If he's creating it himself, what? You're allowed to create a picture of the different constellations. Mazalis, thank you. It says in the pasuk, shouldn't make gods of silver and gold. They say as like a drush, like chassid shavart. You should not make Elohei Chesed. Don't make your money into your God. In other words, don't let the money rule over you. But it says Mefurish, you're not allowed to make any sort of depiction. And the Gemara learns from it, iti, meaning with me, who's with me, so to speak, kaviyachal, those who are up there in heaven. Who are up there in heaven? My servants, which are the sun, the moon, stars. Of course, you can't depict it yourself. It's talking about that you found it. If you find it, if it's the sun and the moon, throw it into the Dead Sea. So, just I'm throwing out a halacha here. Do whatever you want with it. What could you do with dolls? How about dolls? Everybody has dolls at home. Look, your kids have dolls?
Your father really snipped the noses off?
Oh, here. They even brought a doll. Mamish, kiss from Hashem.
No.
I don't know. Is this the nose? What is this? No nose. You see? No nose, but it has ears. Is this mutter? So the little that I saw, again, everybody asked the local rabbi, if you buy it, and if the guy makes it, that's okay, but if the Jew makes it, it's problematic. What they say is interesting. You know those dolls that we used to have when we were kids, those plastic ones, and the hands, they pop it in, pop it out? They say if the hand pops out, you're not supposed to pop it back in because then you're creating the doll. But I'm saying people laugh at it. Oh, dolls, everybody has dolls. Could be problematic. Not yours, of course. I don't want to traumatize her. Go to a psychologist when 30 years old because she sat at some rabbi's class and the rabbi said, "No dolls." Yeah, my father came home one day. I'm not exaggerating. Came home one day and he decided snip, snip, snip. He started cutting noses and ears from all these dolls. He said, "You can't." He went through the halacha and he decided. It's not a joke. It's problematic. I don't know. Here's another shaila I saw. And this you could, now that you think about it, like it's not something that people are aware of. You go to the wax museum. The wax museum. Are you allowed to make a statue of Donald Trump made out of wax? Are you allowed to do it? You're an artisan. Could you do it? So they say that no, and like it shouldn't be in Israel. You shouldn't have a thing like that in Israel. You go over there. If you go there, you could, but these are problems, real problems of Pesach. What?
Can you go to a wax museum?
So they say you could. I just got to tell you real quickly, Maisa Shahaya. You remember those old the 8mm video cameras? Remember the young guys have no idea what we're talking about from the 80s. Anyways, so that's what we had, and my wife and I we went. I guess it was our honeymoon or something because we didn't have kids then. So we went to the wax museum in England, and so I tell my wife, "Here, take this video camera, stand right over there, and take a video of me." So I go next to like some thing and I go like this. And like 30 seconds later, this guy comes over and he starts going like this. He goes, "This looks real." And he starts going like that, I promise. Yeah. And then I did one of these, Zog the Gemara. Maisa Shaya.
Cut off your nose.
One of these from guys chopping noses in the wax museum. Yeah. Says the Gemara, we're almost done here. So what about the middle part? You're allowed to make any kind of face you want besides that of a human being. And it makes sense. The human being has a tselem elikim. I'm just thinking about it now. It's a tselem elikim. It's like a part of Hashem. If you found it, if you found it, and that's why I guess they take it from here. If you find it in the store, you purchase it, it's not the same thing as creating it. Why is that also? And if you find something that has the depiction of the sun, moon, or a dragon, the problem is only a dragon. There's no problem with a human face that you found. We must be talking about that he created himself, and that's the problem. Because the Rav Yeshua says that you're not allowed to create the human depiction. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming. Tomorrow, Hollywood at 8:30.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.